I'm Professor Upsidasium, and I'd like to brag about who got to win Her Majesty's Royal Boasting Contest at DragonCon 2013, next on the Visiotronic Audiographic Steampunk Archive. Late-night programming at DragonCon, called DragonCon After Dark, is primarily aimed towards adults and can have some pretty racy content, which is why we let the kids go to bed first before we get into these panels. In 2013, one of the alternate history panels was Her Majesty's Royal Boasting Contest, where people were invited to tell tall tales bragging of their exploits, endeavors, and achievements. A lot of the content is not stuff we could broadcast here, but one contestant in particular stood out, and I wanted to bring that to you. So, with no further ado.
All right, so here's how this is going to go. You're going to get 5 minutes. Not 6 minutes, not 7 minutes, but 5 minutes. 5 minutes shall be the number of minutes that you shall get. No more. And you can take less.
Yeah, you can take less if you want. Brevity is the soul of wit. Or something.
You have 5 minutes to tell your biggest, best, baddest, boastiest story that you have. Make it entertaining, make it funny, make it horrifying, just make it something. Then at the end of all of this, we're going to convene and we're going to judge you, because that's what we do. We judge you constantly.
Oh my god, I'm judging you right now as hard as I can.
So, judging you right now. So, and you will win this tiny lantern. Yes, it actually works. It works too!
So that later on, when you are inevitably drunk and trying to find your way back to whatever hotel you checked in at, you'll have a lantern to light your way. And possibly hit people in the nose with.
And more importantly, you will have bragging rights over all the other people that you beat, which will then create a new story for you to tell. Because we all know it's all really about the bragging rights.
The legendary meta boast.
Exactly.
Meta boast.
That's not a paradox, is it? Did you just create a paradox?
And go.
I am Captain Ezra Hammerthwaite, and today I will read to you from my science journal. April 17, 1893. Today, I won the International Academy of Sciences Best New Invention of the Year. I took the stage, and right behind me strode my invention with many a whir, a clank, and a hiss. It was a steam-driven beetle the size of a country carriage. I called it my Beetle Walker. But just then, my chief rival took the stage. She also had brought a steam-driven insect the size of a carriage, only hers took the stage in a series of small jumps. I had a beetle walker, but she had a beetle hopper. Then my rival's invention sprouted mechanical horse legs and galloped about the stage. It was a beetle hopper clippy clopper. Now, I wasn't to be outdone, and so, far from being loud and crass, my invention could sneak so softly that it could sneak up on wild members of the Ermine and Stoat family. She had a beetle hopper clippy clopper, but I had a beetle walker weasel stalker. My opponent didn't want to be outdone. She pulled a lever and released hundreds of bubbles into the air above the stage. Then she pressed a button on her machine, and rays of light shot out and burst all the bubbles. Her invention was a beetle hopper clippy clopper laser popper. I called on a member of the audience to flick a tiny steel pin into the air. My invention lashed out with a sharpened blade and split the pin in two from end to end, making my invention a beetle walker, weasel stalker, needle chopper. My opponent had her assistants haul an entire grove of trees onto the stage, where her invention proceeded to lop off all the upper boughs and branches, making her invention a beetle hopper, clippy clopper, laser popper, poplar topper. Undaunted, I activated a generator on the back of my contraption. I then produced an air horn, which I deployed and ran up and down the stage. And no matter where I moved the source of the sound, it did not vary in volume or pitch. That's right, my invention was a beetle walker, weasel stalker, needle chopper, Doppler stopper. My rival ran to her steam-driven beetle, tore open the carapace to reveal that her invention was piloted by a 2-year-old boy. And that tiny pilot's job done, her invention swayed gently back and forth and whistled a lullaby until the tiny pilot was asleep. And the judges were agog at my rival's beetle hopper, clippy clopper, laser popper, poplar toppler, toddler rocker. Aha! I cried, for I knew that I had my opponent beat. I tore open the carapace of my beetle and revealed a small monitor and a radio transmitter. I called on a member of my crew to stand up from the audience and reveal that she had around her pregnant abdomen a radio transmitter. My invention was so elegantly intuitive that it could be piloted by an unborn child. And at my command, that unborn child caused whirling rotary blades to sprout from my invention and lift it into the air. I won the International Science Academy's Best New Invention of the Year with my beetle walker, weasel stalker, needle chopper, Doppler stopper, fetal copter. I think we know that I started as number one.
What's a gog mean?
Number 1 and winner of the lantern is the beetle hopper.
Carrot popper, cob nobbler, diddly wobbler. Thank you,
Matches your outfit!
We would like to thank Dr. Q and the staff of the Alternate History Fan Track at DragonCon 2013. For more information about DragonCon, go to dragoncon.org. For more information about the Alternate History Fan Track, go to alternatehistory.dragoncon.org. I'd like to say special thanks to our judges, Tony Ballard-Smoot, Ben Hellum, and John Strangeway, and a very special thanks to Captain Ezra Hammerthwaite for his spectacular oration. Well done, Captain. Bravo. Our theme music, The Physiotronic Blues, was composed and performed by Alex White. You can find out more about Alex and his work at thegearheart.com. Our motion graphics were provided by John Adams of Blithwolf Studios. To contact John about your motion graphic needs, send him an email at blithwolf@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you and get your comments on these videos. Find out if you like them or not. If you are watching us, please hit subscribe in the buttons below. If you'd like to send us some comments, or if you'd like to send us some mail via the Ethernet, our frequency can be found at mail@upsidasium.com. Hope to hear from you soon, and as always, the experiment continues.